Hello, and welcome back to Digital Business Apps. Today we're going to be talking about resumes. Yay! I love resumes. Resumes are so exciting because they are how you get to connect with future potential employers, and you get to decide how they're going to be able to connect with you and to get to know you, and also for you to share your skills and your abilities with your potential employers. So I'm so excited to walk you through how to write your first resume. If you've written one before, you're welcome to use a template that you've used before or use a resume that you've built before and just update it and make sure that it looks nice and crisp, and then you can just turn it in. If this is your first time, then I'm excited to show you what to do. So just open a new tab, like a new Google tab, and you'll want to click on the three dots right here and you'll want to choose the Google Docs option. And as you choose a Google Doc, then you will get to add a new template. So what you're looking for, it says there's lots of templates up here, lots of reports, but if you click on the template gallery, you should be able to see resumes. And if you can't, look under general and under letters, look, here are resumes. So you can use any of these templates, and I'm sure that there are others even more online, but I would recommend using either the Coral or the Spearmint because they're a little bit easier to do than some of these other ones. Though if you want to use these other ones, you're more than welcome to. I'm just going to show you one of the more simple ones, like with this Coral one. So I'm going to choose the Coral and I'm going to walk you through. So instead of hello, or you can keep the hello if you want, if that's friendly. So you would say, hi, I'm your name, and you would type in your name. So I would type in Angela Netterhand. And you need to make sure to customize this template to you. So anything that's typed here, you need to retype with new stuff for you, except for the stuff in pink. The stuff in pink we're going to leave. And if pink is not your color, but you like this template, you're totally welcome to change this pink color. You can change it to blue, you can change it to green, you can change it to any color you want. Keep it simple, try to keep it neutral. Color can really help highlight your resume, but it also can distract. So if it's the color to stay away from is yellow. Do not do yellow because yellow on white is very difficult to read. So don't do yellow, but you can do pretty much any other color as long as it sends the message that you want to send. So you'd want to make sure to change your address. So I would write in my address and type in our city and make sure that you're putting the city and the state on their own line. And then you type in your phone number as well. And then you would type in your email as well. So I'm typing in my email. Notice I've typed in all the information. So you're going to type in all the stuff. Now, here under skills is a great place for you to tell about some of the things that you've been able to, some of the skills that you're most proud of, and hopefully that connect to any jobs that you would want to apply for. So if you are applying to like your first job at like a fast food place, you would want to say cooking skills or like food preparation skills, like food preparation and so you want to food preparation and so maybe you just put food preparation, and then you could also add like customer service if you've worked with customers before, or you could do babysitting experience. Whatever here is, whatever skills that you want to focus on, you could say leadership qualities. You can put specific leadership qualities. So you could say excellent written and verbal communication. So you can highlight a specific skill or something that you know that highlights you. So you can do it as if you do it like bullets like this, you'd probably want to turn it into a little bulleted list. Or actually you could write actual sentences like, I have experience in this, or I am looking for this. So you could write it in sentence format. I'm just giving you some ideas of things that you could highlight there, and you'd want to put it in a sentence. Okay, so experience. So this is where you might not have a lot of what you would think of as traditional experience. I remember when I was in high school, my resume looked very different from how my resume looks now. So my resume in high school didn't have a lot on it. So I would have put, like, if I was writing this for when I was in high school, I would probably put not 2020, maybe if I had like 5 years of babysitting experience, I wouldn't put the company name or location. I would just put, you can call yourself a babysitting experience, and then you can just leave the company name off, and you can highlight the things that you did as a babysitter. So I always cleaned and cooked with the children, and I always read stories and brought games to play. I designed learning activities for toddlers. That was one of my favorite things I used to do. So I would just say specifically the things I did that made me a great babysitter. So however many months of babysitting experience you have, you can totally put that on your resume as something that, people trust you to leave their kids with you. Another thing that you could put on here is, instead of its experience, you can also call this category volunteer work or volunteering. And if you have volunteer work instead of paid positions because you're applying for your first job, you can put all the things that you volunteered in. So, like, yes, babysitting experience is technically paid, but it's also volunteer. So you might have you might keep this one as, this said experience. In fact, this just says experience. It doesn't even say work. So this could be a volunteer experience too. So you can put anything here. So if you worked in, and maybe this is like your parents' company, so maybe you worked at like a lawn care company, and you put in the lawn care company, and you were a landscaper, or you were or lawnmower, whatever title you want to give yourself, and you can put in the bullets the things that you did to care for the lawns. You'd put the months or the years of experience that you have doing that lawn care experience. So you want to list it from most current to least current. So do the thing that you're doing now, and then if you were doing something before that, do that. And sometimes you're doing these experiences at the same time, but that's okay. With the dates, you could clarify that they overlapped or that you did certain different things. So you could also put any, like I said, volunteer experience. So if you have been volunteering with the Boy Scouts, or you have been volunteering in a special organization, or you've been a peer tutor, or you have helped with anything that's a volunteer opportunity. If you've been on the Mayor's Council, the Mayor's Youth Council, any of those things you would want to put in there as your experience. And you want to have at least 2 or 3, but you probably don't need too many. And then under education, you can probably not ignore the months. You probably could just put the years in, is what I would say. So whenever you started high school until you're done with high school, which it wouldn't be 2015, it'd be like 2018 or something like that. So, and then it wouldn't be college name. You'd put Salem Hills High School. And the location would be Salem, Utah. And your degree, actually, I probably would do it like this. I'd probably put Salem Hills High School like this, and then where it says degree, because you didn't earn a degree and you don't have a degree yet, don't worry about that. You're going to put in the location. Oh, Salem, Utah. I know what I'm typing. Okay, so I just put the high school. If you attended a high school in another state or another place, you would want to add that here as well and put the years that you were in another state. I don't think you need to put text under here unless you want to specify some classes that you took that would relate to the job experience. So if you are applying for a customer service position, or you're applying to work retail and you took a customer service class, or you took a business class with Miss Bizzoni, or you took digital business apps with me, you might want to put this class down there as something that you've learned that has given you certain skills. So if you have taken certain classes that you think apply to the job you're applying for, you'd probably want to type them right here. So you could say classes, or you could say attended, or you could say classes. You could just make a list. Digital business apps. You could say video production. You could put any class that you think relates to the job that you're wanting to apply for. So for this example, you could just put your favorite classes. You might have art classes, and you might have English, math, but don't include the core classes like English, maths, science. They're going to expect that you will have done the core classes. To talk about your general or your elective classes that have kind of shaped your whole experience. And then awards is great if you have earned some awards. If you haven't earned any awards, just take that off at the bottom. But if you have earned any awards from anything, if you've been student of the month or anything like that, you would just type it right here. And then you could just put the year, and you could put the month too, like January or something. Just so they know like what award you won, and you can count any award that you have ever received. So list 2 or 3 of the most important awards that you've received here, and if you haven't won any awards, you can just remove that category. But that's basically what your resume should look like. Keep it really simple. Oh, I spelled leadership wrong. So I've been bothering you guys. Sorry. I just fixed it. So if you have things that are, just think about how to do the job interview, or this is all going to be really great for when you go to apply for a job. This is a very important skill to have, and we're going to add this to your digital business apps portfolio. So you'll want to finish this up, and when you get ready to, and when you have it 100% done and you feel really confident about it, you're going to go back to digital business apps, click on the resume here. You're going to click submit assignment, and then you'll use the Google Drive plugin or the Google Drive. One of these two should have the list of your Google Docs, and you should be able to select the file that you want and link it through there. Please don't use the website URL for a Google Doc. It never works because you have to share it with me. So always use the Google Drive plugin for a Google Doc. And then that's pretty much how to write your resume. So if you have any questions, let me know. I'd love to support you. I'm so excited to see what your work experience has been and some of your volunteer experience, and I'm so excited to see what you're doing. Just remember to keep it simple, don't overcomplicate it, and you've got this.